How do you do, fellow kids? Students, Zoomers, the technology innate? Actually, though, how are you? If you're anything like me, the answer is somewhere around, well, I may not have any idea what's going on, but I do know that climate change is still accelerating, the economy I'm supposed to grow up in just took a bat to the knees, and our neighbors to the south are not doing so good, but comparatively, I'm coping. I'm eating my vegetables, I go for walks often, I'm talking to people. I'm fine. I'm fine. Right? Bad news, everybody. No, really, bad news. You can see it in the stars nowadays, and no wonder it makes all of us anxious. According to the CDC, stress can screw up your sleep patterns, worsen your mental health, and make it difficult to concentrate. News headlines nowadays are often clickbaity and sensational, and even as background noise, they can cause anxiety. Not to mention the wealth of non-sensational, actually really bad stuff that's happening right about now. Regardless, good news is hard to come by. But enough dread. Let's talk about Instagram. I always found it interesting that despite the fact that many like to make fun of Instagram because it's fake and basic, we still use it, but even Instagrams aren't wrong, per se. Content on Instagram and websites like it can seem like honest, candid portrayals of people's lives, and viewers simply do not see aspects that aren't put into the website in the first place. Every story time goes through a filter of what the creator chooses and doesn't choose to show to their audience. That's not even counting the photo filters, which enforce beauty standards based on racism, sexism, ableism, ageism, classism, all of the isms. Even friends probably aren't going to present the full picture, since it's literally impossible to display everything that happens to you in one day. That's what makes it dangerous to compare yourself to people on the internet who speak like they have it all figured out, since a big part of Instagram is presenting your best self. And I don't know about you, but my best self and my honest self are two very different people. Is that all of our problems with social media are not actually this generation's fault. It's easy to forget that we are being manipulated by the people who engineer the apps in the first place. Dings, buttons, timers, the entire interface is meticulously designed to maintain engagement, or keep us trapped. When your phone buzzes and you jump, you're not fighting colorful lights on a screen, you're fighting a team of dedicated engineers and millions of dollars from Google or Facebook designed to rope you in and make it as difficult as possible to climb out. So, don't sweat it. So, to summarize, not only do phones and social media constantly bombard users with bad news, but they present a false reality and make us compare ourselves to our peers. They are literally built to extract money, information, and probably also life energy, but I haven't checked. Yikes. I don't think I want to do that. I am not a commodity. I am a person. I quit. I am going to go live in a cottage in the woods with 3 cats, where I hunt game for a living and never even look or think about internet or bad news or influencers. I am officially out. But living in the woods sucks. Despite social media's many failings, over the last few hundred days of March, it's probably been one of the only things keeping us sane. It's easier to stay in contact with our friends than it was for medieval peasants during the Black Plagues, and Twitter may be angry, but it's better than messenger pigeons. Not that I would know anything about messenger pigeons. Not only can we keep in contact with people we do know, but social media allows anybody with a computer and an internet connection to speak to anyone, anywhere. It doesn't matter if you're the only person who listens to a certain podcast in your school, you can find people who also enjoy what you enjoy. There were 1,300 active subreddits as of 2019, so it's easy to find a community for everything that anyone could possibly want as a hobby. Even the weird stuff. Okay, let's be honest. Especially the weird stuff. Connectivity and community are nice, but the primary reason I think most people use social media, and the primary reason that I use social media, is that it's entertaining. It's fun to take neat pictures and talk about what you like and talk to other people about whatever. It's fun, it's artistic, and most importantly, it's self-expression. Like the diaries of olden days, humankind loves to talk about their feelings. Personally, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong or bad about that. But I didn't always have that sentiment. When the messages about the harmful nature of social media are so prevalent, it's easy to associate social media as something to be ashamed about. Being told that playing video games gives you brain rot is troubling because, well, I don't want brain rot. It's often portrayed as if the only possible solutions are succumbing to apathy and making fun of our parents, who probably have our best interests in mind, or living as a bog witch with 3 cats and no internet. Putting down people who use Instagram heavily, or stereotyping gamers, isn't actually going to accomplish anything, and, if anything, might make us, the teenagers, double down and do it more. I want to meet my peers where we're at, and where we're at right now is that we can't actually afford to lose social media. So, if we're worried, what can we do instead? There is no definite rule or solution, but I have 3 guiding principles I use to help me engage with the internet safely. Thou shalt set healthy boundaries. Figure out what you do or don't want in your internet experience. The internet is a wild place, but at the end of the day, it's a wild place that is under your control. Personally, I don't date online. I try to focus on content that makes me happy, and I've been trying to not go on my phone before bed. Social media is supposed to be fun, so if it's making you unhappy, you should probably step back and re-examine how you use it and make a couple of changes. Thou shalt be mindful of echo chambers. Part of moderating the content that you take in is realizing in the act of not following everybody everywhere ever, some bias is bound to show up. That's natural. Avoiding bad news to keep your mental health intact is fine, but you should remember to go onto regular news sites when you're in a good headspace to keep yourself attached to the earth. Thou shalt have other stuff going on. Although it's unlikely, there's always the possibility of something you do going nuclear on the internet. I've been trying to keep this video lighthearted, but cyberbullying has killed people, and it can be sudden, and it could be caused by something small. We can't avoid it, but the best ways to survive it, if it does happen, is to just build up things that we can fall back on. Other hobbies, a supportive network of people that care about us, sports, family, interests, just doing more things that aren't social media. Social media is sort of like cake. It's tasty, and we all like it, but it can't be the main course or else you're gonna get sick. I know that seems difficult right now with everything going on, but if we can entertain ourselves as bog witches, we can survive with not having only one hobby. In doing the research for this video, the majority of articles I stumbled across were written for parents about how to keep your child safe from the dangerous, evil internet. So I think it's worth starting a conversation with the people who are actually most affected by social media. For any adults watching this video, I want you to know that we really do think about these things, but it often feels like we're being blamed for something that we didn't start or can feasibly leave. For other students, I want you to know that it's possible to strike a healthy balance, and feeling guilty about using social media is both understandable and unnecessary. It's okay to enjoy social media, but if you want to abandon all hope and become a bog witch, well, you also have my support. This has been A Series of Misconceptions. See you guys in the next video.